Hello everybody, my name is Yuki.
And I'm Will.
I don't have... Do I look cool now? I don't like it. Okay, so, hi guys. Today, we are bringing you a list. Of 10 things that are good about college. Well, good for college. 10 tips. That was beautiful.
That's not the first time I've done that either. We're good at...
We're really good at synchronicity.
Synchronizing.
I was trying to say synchronicity.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway,
unplanned synchronization.
So, we got 10 tips, and it's going to be beautiful. So, tip number 1, make sure you meet all of your professors at some point in time. It doesn't have to be the first day, because especially in freshman classes, in the big lecture halls where you have like 100 to 150 people, have you ever seen...
I've had a 300-person lecture.
I've had a couple 200s.
The best thing is to go to their office.
Yeah, going to their office hours is great for meeting them, because on the first day, you'll see a lot of people forming a giant line, and the professor, he doesn't want to stay there.
Yeah.
He or she just wants to like either get to their next class, get to office hours, or go home. Also, all the people that are trying to go into the room for their class, all of these people trying to say, "Hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm your student now. Hi. Hi." Going through the line of 200 people doing that, the next class is then delayed. Everyone will hate you. Number 2,
open all carbonated drinks before class. And we're going to extend that to say anything that makes noise, make sure it's done before class. So like, put your phone on vibrate or turn it off. And most professors will remind you of this at the beginning of the semester. But like, if you open a soda in the middle of class, it's going to make a really loud noise by comparison to
Actually, I should be able to, because when I get home, of course, I'll probably be drinking another one. I would show you. But it's over half empty. Wait. Yeah, no, nothing at all. I'll just edit in some sound there.
Yeah, but like if you make a loud noise, the room is generally very quiet except for the professor talking, and everybody will just turn and be like, "What are you doing?"
Actually, yesterday in my class, someone got a call.
Oh, the one exception I've heard more than one professor make is, if you're a doctor on call, you can have your phone on.
But a freshman in college, you probably aren't a doctor.
Probably.
If you are, congratulations. Why are you in college?
For fun.
Okay, number 3. This is kind of more, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would agree, but I really wanted to say this. Don't cuss. I've heard teachers before cussing, students cuss, lots of people cuss here in college. It's kind of a normal thing, but I think it's unprofessional, and whenever teachers are like, "Oh, be professional," it's like, we're all adults here, we can say anything. Using professional language is a very important thing, and honestly, to a lot of people, swearing isn't professional language.
And a lot of this does come down to what's going on in class. So like, I have had a class where we discussed, cussing. We were discussing how, curse words change over time in the communication. In that case, yeah, that's fine. And
yeah, because that's a discussion about it. But if you're just like sitting in class talking about like algorithms, let's go with that, if you're in math class. Now that I know a lot of people hate math, but you don't need to be screaming the F word while you're doing a problem. Because then there'll be a problem. See what I did there? Okay, number 4.
Number 4. Actually read the book.
Yes.
This is really important. You may think, hey, I was in high school, I didn't stay, I got A's. That doesn't matter. College is different. Oh, but you're saying, I went to a really tough high school, it was really good. No, it's different.
Yeah.
Trust me, I went to a tough high school. Yeah, not reading brings problems.
Especially if you're taking classes like philosophy.
Oh yeah.
If you don't read the philosophy class, granted, unless you get Amanda.
Well, Amanda.
But she was amazing.
Yeah.
But in most classes, like, discussions will come straight from the text, and then you're losing participation points for not having done it.
And some professors will even quiz you on it.
Yeah.
They'll usually say if they're going to quiz you at random, they're going, at the beginning of the year they'll mention it, but you should always read.
Always read it.
And there's a lot, so you might think, oh, that's too much, I don't care. No, it's all important.
Okay. Number 5, when you're in class, write your notes. Even if the teacher lets you have your computer there, you should still write your notes, because that's much more active than typing. And then when you go home or back to your dorm, wherever you're going to go, if you have downtime in the library, whatever, then type it. Because this means you're going over the notes twice now. You've written them, you're in class writing them, now you're out of class technically reviewing them and copying them to a more laid out version where you can now correct errors, you can now make it look a lot neater, have spacing, this and that, format it differently. And by doing that, your notes will look better and you'll have better retention of knowledge.
Yeah, because that is a way you're studying. You are studying at that moment. Anyway, number 6.
Did you just hold up 3?
No, 6. 3 is this.
6.
6.
6.
6.
6. I'm doing binary.
Except 6 in binary is like 4 different.
No, it's not.
It's a long chain.
No, it's not.
It's like 4, at least 4.
It's 3. It's 1, 1, 0.
Anyway.
Anyways, number 6.
Number 6, know where your classes are and what the classrooms are called. So, like we have a classroom here, Whitehall Classroom Building. The abbreviation for that is CB, for classroom building.
Even though everyone calls it Whitehall.
Yeah. And when I say know where your class is, I don't mean, get there right at when class starts the first day. No, plan ahead. Like my first year here, I went the day before classes start and I found all my classrooms. That way you aren't walking in late the first day of class, which leaves a bad impression, especially in smaller classes.
This one time, I had a final in the afternoon, and it was in the Chem Phys building, which is CP, but then I was supposed to go to CB, which is Whitehall Classroom Building, and I was walking all around Chem Phys looking for this classroom that didn't exist. So then someone tells me CB is Classroom Building Whitehall. I go over there and find it instantly. Thankfully, I was not late for my final, because for finals, always show up extremely early for finals. Even if you're just sitting there studying, show up really early for finals. Okay, so number 7, bring paper, pencils, pen, calculator, books, elephants.
This sounds idiotically simple.
But people don't do it. And when you're sitting in class and the person next to you, like, you got a pen?
Paper,
Teacher,
paper.
pen, paper, please.
Who raises their hand in college?
There are still.
I mean, for questions, yeah, but people will actually, like, the people sitting next to you will actually ask for paper and pencil.
Yeah.
They didn't bring a backpack. It's like, why are you in school?
Yeah. Like in high school, that happened a lot because people are very apathetic. In college, that's just pathetic. I feel like I'm making too many really bad jokes.
I don't care. That works.
Okay, so yes, make sure you bring your supplies because, okay, with calculators especially, because sometimes teachers will have a classroom calculator, but that's at the front of the room. You cannot take it to your desk, and if you need to do a math problem, and let's say you're doing an entire sheet, you'll have to get up, go down to the front, sit there, do the problem, and then there's a line, so it's not like you can sit there and use it the entire hour. Number 8.
Number 8. Don't buy books until you've been to the class at least once. When the professor goes over the syllabus, they'll explain, yes, you actually need this book, or no, we're never going to use this. I just had to put something on the syllabus because the university requires it. Also, it's easy to misread what book you need when you're buying them. So it's always good to make sure you're getting the right thing, because college books are really expensive.
Extremely expensive. I just 2 days ago spent over $100 on books. I have 2 more books to buy. One of them I know for sure is $102, unless I want to buy the hardback version of it, which UK is selling for $280. I'm not
used
buying
books
that.
are good.
Used books are good. Digital versions are amazing. If you can get digital versions, that's great.
Well,
The digital version that
it
I'm
depends
getting.
on the subject. Because I had a digital math book once. That was terrible.
Well, that's the digital math book.
that was
Mine is
absolutely
for
atrocious.
production
Yes.
one. So it's actually, the digital thing that they have is really nice, very well put together, and it's a third of the cost. Teachers will probably show you what the book is. They'll say, here's the book, here's the cover, hold up a book,
And they'll
they'll be like, this is it, this is what you should get.
And they'll also say, yeah, this is what the bookstore sells. If you can find the last version of it, I still have that, and the pages are different, but we can use that, and it's a lot cheaper.
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Half Price Books, 3 places you can definitely look that'll be a lot cheaper than campus stores and other college stores, because those things mark them up a lot to get big profits.
Because they basically have a monopoly on it, more or less.
So going online or to secondhand bookstores or Barnes & Noble, thing like that, way lower price, so it's way better deal. And finally, 10.
You missed 9.
9, shut up. Shut up. Be formal. When you're sending like emails to your professor, if you're talking to your professor for the first few times, if you're talking to your counselor, sending emails to them, whatever it is, be formal.
Yo, what's up?
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah,
You
there's
should always say like, hello, my name is whatever your name is, or like, hello, Professor blah blah blah, hello, Doctor whatever. Always start out with as formal as possible, because if you're like, hey, what's up, dog?
They're going to be mad at you. That's a bad way to introduce yourself.
They might not even reply to those.
Yeah, and actually, usually, almost every professor I've sent an email to, I've gotten a response back and they were very laid back. So my response was less formal, and they're fine with that. But if the first email is really informal, they're going to be like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Always be polite and formal. Remember, these aren't people you know. These are people who are much older than you. These are people who have been in school for much longer than you have and have respected titles such as doctors and masters.
But you should you should also listen to what they want you to call it. So like I had a professor last semester, Dr. Christ. She insisted we were not supposed to call her doctor. We referred to her as Miss Christ, because she wanted us to be talking on a more equal level. Each professor runs their class differently.
Yes, and a lot of the grad student teachers will normally just say, call me by my first name.
Yeah.
That's really common.
In fact, I don't think I've had any that haven't gone by their first name.
The only problem is it's not always easy to remember all the names, which leads us to number 10.
Professor is always a safe term.
Yes.
You don't know what your professor's credentials are? Well, they're professor, because they're a professor.
If you don't know if they're a doctor, if they're a master, they are at least a master, because that means that they're at least a grad student. They don't have a bachelor's, I will tell you that much.
Well, they do.
Well, they do, but they don't just
That's not
have a
their
bachelor's.
minimum, unless they're getting their master's like that semester.
Yeah. So, if you don't know if they have a PhD yet, professor is perfectly fine. Or, just like in Japanese, sensei. It means teacher, it means doctor, it means professional. Saying, oh, hey, sensei, it's like, I don't remember that person's name. Boom.
Yeah.
If you don't know your professor's name, say, professor. There's only one in the room. They'll respond to it.
With the rare exception of during reviews, but the one who's watching, won't respond. They know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Regardless of what their credentials are, professor is always a good term.
So that is 10 easy tips that will help you do much better in college.
If you follow them, you'll probably be doing fine.
You won't die.
You won't be seen as a jerk.
And you won't be a dweeb. Do people still use that word?
I don't know. I've never heard that term actually used in anything but TV, so.
I guess you're right. Oh well. So, my name has been Yuki.
And I've been Will.
And I hope we have helped you guys out.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.